Good evening, ladies and gents. This is the Nerds the Human, and welcome to this, the grand finale of our Medieval 2 American Rebels campaign. And you join us down the southeast, where, of course, we need to finally take on the English. Now, I'm hoping we don't get too many more forces, because this could end up very, very bloody indeed on this bridge over here, where, yes, a long line of our generals are waiting to be murdered. We'll see if they actually bother attacking, because up till now they have decided to avoid all combat. But we are officially at war, so we'll just have to see what goes on there. This force to the north, though, can be easily picked off by us. Yes, face me, you coward, says the Frenchman, apparently. Yeah, I don't know why they're speaking in a French accent. It's probably my fault. Now, we've also got this lad over here, who, yes, we can attempt a night attack, just take on Roger by himself. Although, we might have a chance to take on them both, but we can probably just pick them off one by one, so that's probably what we'll be doing over there. And elsewhere, of course, last time we took on Tlaxcalan and we finally defeated them after, well, smashing ahead against a brick wall quite a few times. That, of course, leaves good old Manic here with just Tehuacan left to take over, the Aztec capital at this point of the game. And yeah, if we take this, the game ends. So we're going to be doing that one right at the very end of the episode. Very, very nice army that one is. But I might well send someone over to Veracruz just to fill in that town. Make sure the Aztecs don't just get a steal on an easy victory there. And lastly, of course, there are a few Frenchies who have re-arrived after very rudely turned up after we'd already killed them in a previous episode. But luckily for us, they have now split themselves up. These two big stacks, just a little bit mean looking, so some big affairs with these lads coming up. But let's start off with a couple of these English armies then. These might be backed up to the mountain, but it's time to take on Captain Roger. I reckon this should be, well, a few mounted cuirasses to be careful of, but I think we'll be okay. Let's head in. You'd like to think it's a simple enough affair, but they are starting up a big cliff face, which was somewhat predictable based on the map, but I didn't think the AI would actually bother doing it. No, lovely sky, by the way. Not much of a night battle. I guess this is pretty much just dawn at this point. But yeah, if I were them, I'd fancy shooting us down as we approach. So maybe we'll have to see if we can find a little side route. As I moved around, they did start to move in this direction. But at this point, I'm fairly pleased that they've decided to move back, because there is a tiny, tiny angle of decent approach for us. And I think we might actually be able to secure it if they stay around there. So the AI is not always completely stupid, but they weren't all that clever either. And I'm just going to sneak my way at the edge of the map here into a half-decent position. Oh, the tables have turned! Oh, how the tables have turned! And the English will now be destroyed. Indeed, we have the beautiful sunset behind us now, and we're probably just going to charge straight in. So let's charge into those musketeers over there. We've got ourselves what is actually a much nicer position than it even looked a few moments ago. So charge forth and conquer. Unfortunately, these musketeers are very irritating to take out, mainly because they just run away forever. If you can catch one, then normally we can pull them into a melee, but they can be quite irritating because they are a little bit speedy. But hey-ho. As long as they don't pick us off. Oh, there's a mortar. That's good. Well, at the very least, we'll catch up with that lovely thing. So there we are. Yeah, some of them got caught up in their animations there. And instead, they are... We'll just hit the mortars. Okay, that's fine. We've caught them. We'll take them out. And maybe we'll get lucky with one of the other units. At this point, we are rushing into position, and they've actually finally decided to take us on. So we should probably... Okay, yeah, they are just going to take us on now. So we'll just do what we can. Charge into them, Coyote Priest. You hit these lads. And there are some over here who, at this point, actually can do an awfully nice bit of flanking. Maybe just hit those musketeers when we get the opportunity. Coyote Priests press into that position. Then the New World Cuirassiers, who are decent little lads, to be honest. Small shields, as you might expect in this era of the game. But no, they're not going to hold for all that long, are they? Nope, 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 nope. So we can continue to move our position ever more ominously along the side. Come on, Pathfinding. That was okay. That was okay. And now I've just... That's not the unit anymore. That's just one unit, not the whole thing. Okay, that will have to do. That will have to do. And just make sure we get on top of this chap here. He is running away. Okay, this is going to be annoying to catch them, isn't it? The English tactics are very perplexing here. The amount of curiosities are kind of come back, but only to immediately run away. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's a bit of a strange battle, to be honest. They are now running away. I'm not sure quite all of them. No, it is officially all of them. Apparently I missed the victory sign. But yes, we're now charging them down. We'll see how many we can catch. And yeah, it's not ended well for the English here. They've barely even begun to fight and it's already over. Strange old game of cat and mouse, but in the end victory is fairly clear with a few musketeers as ever running away. One army mostly taken care of then, and now it's time to move on to the next one. So, Mr. Christopher Burrell, you're going to head on down. Sorry, Bernal. Mr. Bernal, we're going to take you out. Nothing of interest apart from marks of war. I reckon, yeah, a nice little follow-up, and then we can move on to Councillor Anselm. Strange tactics of the English do continue here as I've wandered around the entire map to meet them. It's now pretty much on an even playing field here, and they're sending some of the musketeers forward to meet me. So we'll probably see a very, very similar affair to last time, I imagine. So, yeah, we'll send some people forward, but it just looks like a standard silly old game of cat and mouse. So let's get everyone moving. We'll probably run on this occasion. Let's just get everyone shifting around. No real response. Musketeers are actually shooting him, so we probably should actually just make sure we do poke them. These two lads can, yeah, just keep them dancing. Honestly, that's fine. And they're not, no. Don't hit the main thing. And if they want to hit us, they can. Okay. Okay. They're going to hit us over there, which means the rest of you get yourselves into a new team. Move yourself over here and we'll just hit them in the flank. Seems like a good idea to me. Yep, everyone shift over here. Right, I wasn't expecting them to run off, but apparently they ran off. And, yeah, that's the battle's kind of just continuing without us once again. Okay, very, very strange indeed. Do they want to come take us on, or are they just going to stand around like melons? I think they're going to go with the melon option. Indeed, they are. Okay, well, let's just go all full native on them and just charge in. Charge on in, my good sirs. Get the coyote priests on these lads. Oh, look, they've actually got some cav taking on one of our units who are actually still over there. Let's grab all of these units, head them straight into what originally was the front. God knows what's even going on anymore. And archers, just, I don't know, shoot someone, attack. There we are, that's the general. So hopefully he'll go down. It's very nice of them to be dismounted, makes it a little bit easier to catch him and hopefully put him to the sword. And once again, yeah, there's just, in spite of the mounted troops here, there just is not enough of them for them to do the damage, is there? That's the general. He is down at this point. One of you get on top of those musketeers. The other one, just make sure we catch this general. Just make sure we catch this general. I like the tune. It works with my lyrics right now. It's beautiful. Anyhow, it looks like we should be on top of that lad. I'll be amazed if he does get away because he's in a ridiculously overexposed position, as is pretty much this entire army at this stage. Looks like, yeah, looks like it's over once again. And down he goes with that. Yes, victory must be certainly ours. I think it's just one or two units now running away. Just musketeers on their skirmish mode. It's just a bit of a chase now, but I don't really see this ending very well for any of them. Another decisive victory for Decimius over there. Marvellous stuff. Very few casualties taken, just a few on the front lines. I'd say that's another good job. A second army retreats into the bush then, and yeah, we'll be able to pick those guys off without too many problems. As for good old Anselm here, now, yes, honour dictates. Yes, you and your just war over here. I'm not having any of that nonsense. I'm not sure we can beat that army, though, to be fair. We possibly could, but I'm not going to take them on. We'll just block them off at this point. At the very least, we've left them in a position where they are going to have to fight their way out past us. Lovely stuff. So, you get yourself into that city there. Oh, yes, that's nice, isn't it? Eagle Warriors, Coyote Priests. A couple of Eagle Warriors would be... Actually, no, you know what? 2 Coyote Priests would be probably my preferred choice on this particular occasion. A few of you lads, you're all nice and swift. And honestly, at this point, should we send any more? No, I think we're fine. We've got this chap over here. You know what? That is taken care of. So we'll come round here and deal with good old Captain Roger. A few of them got away. And, well, this guy over here, should we do one more English? Let's have one more battle with the English then. I think this might be kind of similar, though. As always, then we've got a little poke from the musketeers as we pull ourselves into the sort of position we want to be, just gradually swinging our way around as we give their musketeers a bit of an early poke. These guys are actually getting involved in battle, which is surprising. It does mean that we're somewhat pulling them into an actual fight here. Now, what I want to do on this occasion, once we get ourselves around this hill like this, is to try and actually charge around the side of them. Are they shooting their own men? Musketeers generally don't like shooting at their own lads, but that might be what's happening here. Little bit what's going on. Okay. What my plan is this time, though, is to grab basically the wings and just send them straight past. We're going to try and make sure we mop up all of these guys, or at least as many as we possibly can on this old occasion. So, just a few of you chaps, just get on top of those cursors. There's only so much we can do about them. But you units, for example, just go straight over there. Thank you very much. Same with you guys, just get yourselves straight round the back and the sides. That's what we want to see. Right, with those lads all heading off in that direction. That is marvellous. We'll just grab all of this centre here and just pile it on and murder. You see, they're already mopping them up. Isn't that just wonderful? Now, they don't know what's going on this time, but they are absolutely perplexed and terrified all in one great stew. And oh yeah, we're going to get around you lads and pin you in this time. Oh yes. I did grab the archers apparently. There goes the general. Marvellous stuff. Slapped the horse on the arse and it decided to fall over. Perfect for our battle here. Now, as they decide to flee, let's just close up the shop. Close up the shop, lads. You are not going anywhere today. This is a full-on pincer full-on massacre. Where's my full-on massacre, damn it? Come on, we're not letting these guys get away. I'm pretty certain victory is ours once again. Yeah, the English are absolutely doomed, aren't they? Apparently I never used my bodyguard, but it's worked out perfectly because he's still sitting in the old formation, which means ideally he is here to pick off the cuirassiers. What a brave man. He's decided to pick off these lads himself. And they're actually not fleeing yet, by the way, but they very soon will be, because here comes the sandwich. Oh, it's a crispy sandwich here, and it's mostly full of New World cuirassiers. Another victory for us, and this time only 26 remain. I think this time he might have completely wiped out one of the armies. Down he goes then, and the English are just that little bit weaker. Rashos can come down south and make sure he plugs this gap in case they in case they smash the way through here. Obviously, Posthumus has decided to come around, which might just cause us issues if we're not careful. Now. You might be wondering what's going on in our great world here. On this game, by the way, obviously you can change the city names, but the game actually has quite a nice little feature you may not have realised. Obviously, all of the Kingdom expansions have themselves different gimmicks and different things they were trying out. On Crusaders, you have actually general abilities, a bit like you see in modern Total War. It was actually all the way back in Medieval 2's expansion that you saw that trialed out. You have, what do you have? Well, in this one we have lots of town names that will switch around. So when these are captured by the French or the Spanish or the English, they change around. One of these, I think it's Elton Ha, turns to Mosquito if the English were to take it, which is lovely because that's all they found when they landed along here in Belize. What else do they do? Oh yes, on this you have things like the Apache, learning new skills and new weaponry. They managed to get themselves the mounted Thunder Braves by taking on gunpowder units, as well as horses, of course, by taking on cav. So they're kind of, playing with all sorts of things here. On the Teutonic campaign, there was the formidable nation of the Kalmar, and yes, all of that kind of nonsense. Britannia had the Baron Alliance as a sort of, well, a bit like the Empire Rebels, really, in Barbarian Invasion. What's the other thing they've done there? Stone forts in Britannia. That was another thing they played around with. Lots and lots of bits and pieces in these Kingdom expansions. All wonderful in their own way. I occasionally see people say, they're bits this or bit that. I think they're all wonderful. I think it's an exceptional piece of DLC, this. You've got 4 really interesting different campaigns that just work really well based on the original engine, but give you a much more little focused, like a saga game, I suppose, But unlike a Saga game, this cost 20 quid and it was all 4 of them in one. It was absolutely magnificent. I honestly can't praise this here enough. I do like Barbarian Invasion, but Barbarian Invasion always had issues with Public Order, which, as much as I've got lots and lots of guides on making the new factions in Barbarian Invasion, and it is a very fun game to play, it does have some core issues to it, which I don't think this has quite to the same extent. It has some of the general problems Medieval 2 has, but not quite as problematic as, say, Barbarian Invasion, which maybe tried to do too much, which, to be fair, I can't really complain about when it comes to the old Total Wars. That wasn't what made them so great. They kept on being incredibly ambitious. But anyway, this isn't Medieval 2. It's better than you think, and if you want that, it's going to be a long time. That Rome video took so long to make, 2.5 months, and I was off. I'm a teacher, so I had the 2 months of the summer off, and I still in those 2 months only just about managed to make that video. So yeah, Medieval 2 is better than you think. Don't expect that anytime soon. However, we do have some Frenchies to take on, so that is something that is at least familiar to the old base here, Medieval 2. And I think, yeah, the French over here, though, they're slightly thicker armies. They've got themselves more units, is what I mean to say. Oh, a Serpentine! How absolutely marvellous. And I like this picture to some blokey. How does this work? Steve, let me know. I can impale several men. Yes, I do like a Serpentine and a Basilisk as well. Oh, that is glorious. They've been given some lovely kit here. Let's go and smash it. Come on, chaps. Now, who do I want to take control of? You know, I do quite like the Apaches. I'm just going to have this army. No real tactics involved. Just brutal murder. Oh, he doesn't want to do it. But we've seen how a lot of these go. So, Councillor Etienne, your time has come. By Jove, what a beautiful sunset it is today. And on this day, we take out the Frenchies. Now, we're not going to obviously finish them off here today. There is another army coming. Are they just going to charge straight in? They might well do, you know. That's probably what I would do if I were them. Lots and lots of javelins. Oh, they're just going to stand in javelin range, are they, with their backs turned? That's absolutely glorious, because the Apaches are particularly brutal, it seems, against these lads. Oh, yes, they have a Serpentine and a Basilisk. I must say, when I looked at the Basilisk on my Guide to Gunpowder units, I was staggered at how far their range is. It's absolutely insane. It can pretty much be as far back as possible, like the very back of the battlefield from the city, and you will still reach the city walls and smash them up. It is incredible. I really need to, yeah, well, obviously I've got the artillery only. That should, I'm not sure at the time of release this, hopefully by the time this has come out, it will have, the second part of that will have released. If it hasn't, it will be very, very soon. Kind of juggling quite a few different projects right now, so a few of them not quite happening, but there we go. Yeah, bit of a hangover from last time. We're just sending people out on a bit of a mad flanking manoeuvre, but that's fine because it means that now we can kind of get on top of them. And I've left my general behind. Isn't that just lovely? Now, my reinforcements, in spite of me saying aggressive stance, still seem to be lugging their arse around out at the flank there. Get on with it, my good sirs, get on with it. Now, general's right there, so I'm going to throw some javelins in. You probably need to interfere with these lads. And, okay, we're doing pretty well. There's a few lads, right, he says, as his men are literally running away. But it's all fine. It's all absolutely fine. Those lads need to, yep, they're cavalry. Cavalry. Absolutely brutal. That has almost broken them. Not quite. I'm just going to go everyone onto guard for a moment, because my completely formationless assault here has not necessarily worked out all that well. So, suffice to say, we could be being slightly more tactical with this whole manoeuvre here. But I'm going to send them off into that distance to hopefully clear off all of these lads. This guy is probably about to die, if I'm honest. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll just make sure... we'll make sure it's fine. No, they're dead, aren't they? They're very, very dead. It is a glorious day, though, it must be said. Isn't this absolutely beautiful? We have ourselves, not quite the pink moon. There is no Nick Drake on this night, but no, we do have ourselves a glorious, glorious sunset as the sun sets on the French invasions. Yeah, often I find when I'm doing the very last episode, the grand finale, I end up spending like 6 hours because there's so much to deal with, and I have armies all over the place. I've got a lot of eggs in different baskets, but this time it feels very, very chill, very calm. Not really sure what's going on today. We just seem to actually have things very much in the position I wanted. Although the Cuirassiers are about to kill my general. I did send to charge for and take on theirs, so maybe he should do that sometime soon. I think we'll still win this quite handily. I mean, certainly that looks like it's in our favour. Look how small that red bar is, the blue bar is, and we've only killed 25%. Isn't that absolutely lovely? Let's throw javelins into the back of Mr. General there. My lad has got through to him. Oh, there he goes. He's broken. He's broken like a simile I can't find in the box somewhere. Almost turned into a simile. Almost became a simile, but no. Alas, Jeremy Clarkson has not been found from my box of metaphors today. Sad, sad things. But we have pretty much won the battle, and that's the general down, and that's pretty much the main thing. Assuming it was him. Yes, it was their general. That's good news. Very good news indeed. My general is still somehow alive, even though his men are scattered, I think is the technical term. Is that my... Yeah, my lads over here. That's probably not a good thing. You're not the general, are you? No! That's good. That's very good. Okay, if that wasn't the general, then run away. Yeah, that looks much more like him. Good dodge, sir. Good dodge. And now the cavalry, well, the sort of cavalry. Cavalry comes in to clear up the mess, and with that, hopefully the general will survive. He's done a good job of just about making it through this battle, because I've very much thrown him to the dogs. And it looks like, yeah, the reinforcements are well and truly here now. I should probably be doing the old loop around the back scenario at this point, shouldn't I? I think I'm a bit late for that. Well, it turns out we were incredibly inefficient at killing them all. I was a bit busy throwing my head into the brick wall and possibly should have waited for the reinforcements. Well, back to the campaign map and time to assess where that leaves us. Now, I imagine there's a good chance most of the army... Yeah, we'll just sod off to the wind. Okay, we'll pick them off later. In fact, they should just become rebel when we take out the general over here. Good old Governor Robert. Even if we lose, it's fine. We just need to take you out. So isn't that just marvellous? In we go then, into the Frenchie and out with his head. I probably should have picked the other army for this battle, seeing as, yeah, I've got a bit of an empty squad here, and a few of them were already a little bit battered. Nonetheless, there are quite a lot of musketeers here, and the musketeers, whilst fairly effective at shooting us down, are not going to last very long once we charge them. So. As we wait for the reinforcements to get in, my good sirs, can you please swing into them? You swing into them, you swing into them. At least we can take out one unit. As for the rest of this, we're just ruining the formation, really. Oh, la-di-da, the French general gets himself a horse, does he? I suspect, lads, it's time for lasagna for dinner tonight. Let's get ourselves these fire arrows, shoot him down. I have any of that nonsense. In the meantime, looks like we took out that one unit of cuirassiers who are over there. We'll, should we... You know what? Should we take these guys out? No. Everyone on the general. Everyone on the general. Charge him down. Slaughter him. And a couple of their cav charge straight into the reinforcements, which is interesting. But no. We're going to head into this lad, and we're going to take him out. I think the technical term for this unit right here is boned. They are about to be demolished by this chap. And you are... the numbers... They tumbled so quickly down to 15. Yep, that is officially stabbed by a lance, I would suggest. Quite how 31 men can take out 60 odd men, I don't know. They must impale 2 men on each lance, and that's quite a skill, so bravo, my good sir. But you have got yourself entirely surrounded, and down he goes in a blaze of glory. I don't think my men even turned up, or any of them mine. No, they're not. The enemy general has fallen. And with that, we could just withdraw, but that would presumably kill us because we're the rebels, and that's how it works for us, unfortunately. So we are going to have to go and finish this battle off, but it doesn't matter how many of them remain. At this point, the French are defeated, and hopefully they don't send anyone back to this part of the world. Ah, dear. Oh dear, I suppose there's a whole nation. Maybe we need to build boats and go and counter-invade. We'll have to work that one out, but the main thing is... The victory in this, well, in the war at the very least, is ours. Brave work from the Basilisk. They've actually bothered to go all the way back to pick up their beautiful, beloved machine. And that's fair enough because they are just beautiful. Can we learn how to use these? Take them down to the Aztecs and teach them a lesson. Oh, look at the Basilisk. Isn't it just beautiful? Beware its glistening gaze, ladies and gents. And there is victory. The French, as far as I'm aware, are defeated. No great nation back in Europe will ever head back to these shores anymore. Is that it? No. Interesting. So, presumably there's a general somewhere. Where are they? Well, we have ourselves a bit of a mystery then. I think in the meantime, we should probably check in on how our armies are doing. This chap here, they seem to have done very well. Iron-fisted, indeed, I would say you are. Adopt scouting, nomad. We've got some really nice traits on here. Unusual. Normally you see your generals having useless, terrible traits. But yeah, logistics expert. Lovely stuff. You don't see these ones every day. Certainly the Apaches are generally very good at getting around the map. They usually have extra movement speed. Is that going to be you defeated? Just about. Can't quite reach them right now, which is a little bit irritating. You can reach them. Mop them up. Come on. Over there. That's not going to work, Thomas. We can send one unit to go and take them out. Brilliant. Well, we'll just... Maybe they could win. Maybe they could win. You know what? We send a second one. Come on. You can do this. You can do this. Victory! One day. Auto-resolves are so ridiculous, aren't they? Come on, get on with it. Well, apparently these 9 men are worthy of wandering off. They'll just die out in the wilderness. It's fine, just leave them alone. Anyhow, we should probably make sure we mop up what's still around. I'll make sure these bridges are blocked because there might be some Frenchies still wandering. But essentially, it looks like the job is done. And I think it's probably time to end our turn. I can't do too much more apart from potentially mop up these lands over here. I wonder if the game would let me. No, I don't have enough movement points. Oh well, not meant to be. Suffice to say, Captain Jacob here is not going to survive this time. And with that, apparently, we gain ourselves some great traits. Dread and loyalty. Probably dread because it was such an easy victory to have. And you can see the French have pulled something out of... Yep, the suitably named lad there. He knows his situation. We should probably head in. What I've done is I've surrounded him just so that at least we have a unit coming from whichever direction he tries to run. That's basically the plan over here. No one in that town. He'll probably stroll in when he gets away, won't he? Indeed, he probably will. But let's finish off the poor lad. They obviously pulled that out of somewhere, though. Maybe the game just decides so that they don't need a general. We'll just leave them wandering around aimlessly. But. It apparently wants me to... No. Alright, I've got to go down and tick every one of these little armies because the game thinks I should control them. But no, I want the AI to do their job and send these in to go and mop up all of the French. So, in we go, and hopefully this time it is the end for what, the 3rd time I think this will be? Come on, just die. Oh, I love a mini-map that looks like this. Look at that. It's absolutely glorious. Everyone head in. Oh, isn't that just lovely? Is that how many there are? I think so. I wondered if it would actually fit it all on, but no, I think the game is okay with the situation. So. We've got ourselves the usual musketeers getting themselves in my way. So we'll just charge in their general direction and try and get a few men out on the flank. Shouldn't be quite as necessary as normal, but we'll do it anyway. See what we can do about all of these fools. And, oh, dog soldiers. Didn't realise we had some dog soldiers. Yeah, shoot down the musketeers. They're actually very, very vulnerable to other missiles. One of people's general complaints about those chaps. I think I was talking earlier about the artillery only. I actually got a bit distracted from my conversation there, which was, yes, artillery only, hopefully, if it's not out by now, will be out very, very soon. But, more to the point, it would be nice to start doing some campaigns where maybe we get to utilise those sort of units a little bit more. Obviously, if you're playing something like stainless steel and you are obviously playing like the later campaigns, you get to use those things a little bit more. There's a bit more of a focus on that era, but you don't really get that on the vanilla game all that much. Are they trying to retreat? Are they just trying to take on my reinforcements? I don't know, but this time, this guy isn't as much of a decadent Westerner, well, Easterner, I guess, on this particular occasion. Yeah, he's not one of those decadent Easterners on this occasion. He's got himself no horse, or he lost his horse. Not really sure. Bit sad if he lost his horse. Nonetheless, back to the artillery. Yes, yeah, it's not really. You don't really get the opportunity to play with artillery all that often, which is a bit of a shame. The gunpowder units are very, very fun indeed. So I'll have to devise some sort of game where you can really enjoy that. Maybe one of those ones where you sit around, try desperately to play Tool for as long. Was that my allies leader? No, that's the enemy leader. Oh, lovely. That was surprising. Wasn't quite expecting that quite so soon. And with that, victory is, well, not ours, but you know, we're trying to surround them, but they're basically just trying to flee, which is quite irritating, to be honest. Oh dear. Yeah, we'll find a campaign where we can try as much as possible to utilise some of those units. Maybe we want to play Tool for a while, attempt to play Tool. Pacifist on this game is always interesting. We tried that, obviously, as the Papal States and everyone. What was that little pitch we had on Sardinia? Was there 6 invaders attacking us? Absolute madness was Sardinia. The game was much better once we got rid of that. Not really spoilers, but yeah, just if you ever play the Papal States, don't take Sardinia. Just leave it alone. Your life will be much, much happier as a result of that decision. Anyhow, yeah, I think we can find some interesting campaign. If you've got any ideas, to put one in the comments down below. These lads don't seem to get the idea of, you know, come and deal with these lads, please. That'd be just lovely. I think they're realising they're in the corner now. The battle is essentially done, but they're just the odd units skitting around. Just need to make sure we finish them off. Most of my allies proved themselves to be completely useless, but maybe they did something tactically useful. Who even knows? But we did kill slightly more than 1 for 1. So, Pointius by name, Stabby by nature, and hopefully that will lead us to the St. Okay. I get it, game. I get it. You don't want me to win, but we're going to make this happen one way or another, whether you like it or not. Seems we've lost sight of the French. We're just laying ourselves down some watchtowers all over the place. Well, the strange thing is that normally you'd have yourself the little horde style, like we've got the English down here. Okay, their armies have slightly moved around. One of them's hiding in the forest here, isn't it? Yeah, Anselm's hiding in there. So we just have we just won even without even trying. How embarrassing for Anselm. Oh well. He's just going to go down. We'll just chase him down forever. We'll just chase all of them down into the depths of the forests, and that'll be marvellous. You'd think that they'd die by this point, but apparently not. We'll just keep on giving them the old poke. Down goes that lad. Marvellous stuff. Finally got the idea. This guy over here, Mr. Anonymous, was it? Aaron. Well, yeah, that will do, I suppose. Okay, yes, the French. I don't know if the game's getting weird or it's just that they had an extra army that's somewhere else. Because obviously they landed, around here-ish? Yeah, there's the boat. Which I'm gathering some ships to hopefully sink at some point, by the way. Just in case that's got something to do with it. But in the meantime, yeah, I had been laying down some watchtowers, but there are a few blind spots, particularly around here. This has some units in, so I should probably, just in case, start bulking them up. We've still got some lads over here. We're doing fine in case they turn up. We've got armies in these towns. They're not completely empty. We should just be a little bit careful. There's some crossbowmen. Kind of somewhat confused to see them there, but apparently they are. So we'll take up this boat in case they're the problem. But yeah, we'll plod down more of these towers. You're over here. Bit of a blind spot up here. So we'll we'll plonk one down in this kind of a direction as well. Hopefully we'll hunt them down eventually. But the English certainly look like they are not in the best position. There's Governor Robert. Okay. We can get on with that one soon. I've decided to put this under siege, by the way, because they were starting to just build up an army. So we'll just slowly keep that one under control. Slowly whittle everything down. Hunt for the French and the English. Well, I'll be honest, they weren't very good at the start when we were facing them at the beginning of the episode. And they just lost to a series of auto-resolves, which is not particularly impressive, if I'm honest. No. English Navy over here. I doubt they'll move. I'm pretty certain these guys will never move. But, you know, we could always send some boats down this direction, I guess. So we'll send all these boats, see if we can do something about them. These guys are, you know what, the first couple of boats can come down here as well. We're going to make more of these boats, which seem to largely, by the way, most of these ports aren't doing anything. I think their culture's got very, very puzzled. I tried to change the culture of this one by sending a crossbowman here, but nothing's happened. Bit of a shame. We'll just see how all of that goes. But yeah, we'll just continue to lay down a watchtower, see if we can hunt down those Frenchies. In the meantime, I suppose you might as well just try and block up some of these major paths. So yeah, maybe leave those two in there and just send you over to things like that bridge, because they shouldn't have made it over towards the Apache camp. Shouldn't be anywhere near this area yet, but I have finally stopped that big string of units coming out of here. So we might just have lost a bit of vision that we might otherwise normally have. So I might do the same over here in Chihuahua or Chihuahua, apparently it was told, but I thought it was Chihuahua. So I'm going to stick with Chihuahua. I'll stick with Chihuahua, damn it, and hope that I was correct. But yes, we'll just see what happens in the end turn. The French have been spotted. Oh, for Pete's sake. Yeah, I did say around 61. I did say around turn 60 we'll have more, but the French have been spotted once again. And at that exact moment... Oh, mission failed from the Spanish. Okay. We'll have that once again. Oh, no. No! Someone just got... Who got killed? One of my generals... You just said that a few people got themselves killed there. Okay. They were over there somewhere? I don't know, but basically... Might be this army. Well, isn't that rude? Couldn't have hunted down... Couldn't have taken out the French army with that, could you? Okay. Well, that's fine. We can now see that particular lad. That's good to know. I assume that he is alone. No, he's not. There's another one there. Governor Ponce and Captain Almaret. Okay. Well, we'll deal with the Reich in good time. God. Okay, we might just have to... Oh, good. Good. Yeah, we might just have to deal with these guys by... if they're just going to keep on turning up forever, we just have to deal with them in a different way. I'd actually kept an army back here just to deal with this lot for so long, and now I don't have an army over here. I do have one stack, but it's not quite as big as it's supposed to be. Oh dear, there's always a few extra surprises on this, isn't it? We'll get ourselves a big pile of Jaguars, don't you worry. We've got no issue with taking out all of these lads, and if they decide to keep on coming back and living forever, we know how to defeat them up here in the north. So, you know what? Governor Robert, I'm not even going to bother with you this time. Not even going to bother doing that battle properly. We're just going to deal with these old armies, so we're going to deal with the new armies instead. Ugh! One day we'll be able to taste sweet victory. Clear victory, even on the auto-resolve there, which is a very, very sad sign for those lot. Ooh, their boats have been attacked. Isn't that nice? Thank you very much. The gods are very much on our sides by the looks of that. Good old Admiral Areas. I thought it said Jesus, but sadly not. I'm just going to get rid of this cloud of doom because it's really upsetting me. I want the map to be as clear as possible. So we're going to head over there, grab the ships, send them up towards the French boat, and we'll clear them out as well. Havana herself. We have ourselves... Oh, look, silver shield. Isn't that just beautiful? Yeah, more boats. Give me more and more boats. Isn't this lovely? gather all of this nonsense. Is this going to be enough to take them on? Probably not, seeing as they're big old carracks and things. No, we're absolutely going to get slaughtered. We are going to get absolutely slaughtered. But, oh, things have disappeared into the forest. Well, that's annoying and confusing. Unless you're on the boat. No, they're not. There we go. Completely by surprise. Well, isn't that surprising? Literally by surprise, Thomas. Okay, yeah, Desacanthos the Wrathful, absolutely glorious general he is being ambushed. Let's take them on. Charles Swanley. Oh, Charles Swanley. My good sir. Yes, we'll take him out. By Jove. Into battle. I know the fog helps with the ambush, but I would love it if the game decided, I don't know, maybe let's start a battle that's not in this horrendous weather for once. For once, please. Do they even know how to ambush? Not really. They could have surrounded us, but they decided not to. Okay, well, let's just head in then, shall we? We've got ourselves plenty of lads to get on with their business. Let's just send all of you, all of those generals straight in there, and we'll just, I don't know, move in. Because these armies are a little bit strange in terms of how they are set up. So if they've not got us surrounded, we will very much soon surround them. It seems like a good idea to me. Where's my general, by the way? Is he all the way at the back? He is indeed. Okay, well, we'll send him over here. We'll head into this little affair here. Now, I'm not convinced that this ambush should have even happened, because we were quite explicitly trying to find them in the trees. I feel like we could have could have spotted this one coming. Maybe we did. Maybe that's what's happened. They think they took us completely by surprise, and indeed they have not. Who knows? Either way, as long as this general goes down, that's probably the main thing. So let's get everyone onto this general at this point, because honestly, that's the only thing I'm particularly bothered about. Our morale is probably going to be really low, because I do believe there's like a -3 debuff to ambush, I think. I might just be making it up. Maybe I'm talking about Rome to War. I have no idea. All I do know is that we will claim victory before too long. We've lost 16 level 17. It's actually very, very close, and that is slightly concerning, but we will we'll hopefully be fine. Look at this absolute damn hero over here. Look at him taking them on front line. Isn't that just spectacular? Reinforcements coming in. Their general is not in a good position. He is running away. Oh, yes. Down he goes. The last man fighting to the death. In the end, it turns out he wasn't that much of a coward. He was just a fair old coward. So, as their cav decide to charge in, absolutely murder us, probably time we grab a few of our men to just get on top of what remains. They're probably rout before very long. You, sir, come and join us. You can certainly do some good over there. Looks like the battle is won, though. This is the odd unit as ever, who need finishing off. So we'll take care of them. And hopefully this army isn't going to last all that long. As ever, Desacanthos the Wrathful proves himself to be an absolute hero. Yeah, managing to pull that one away from what could have been a very troublesome situation, particularly when you consider the ambush very much lowering our morale. But that puts us in a very good position. Hopefully, that's the army. Yeah, completely taken out. Oh, marvellous. And in comes the second one. Their attempt to surprise you failed. That's fine. I will happily step back from that and just bring our other army over here to reinforce. Maybe we'll just send the odd lad into position. Just make sure you can't get very far. I don't want him wandering off into the trees. It's rather irritating when they decide to hide in our old forest, isn't it? So, another end turn, but hopefully we'll be able to deal with these two guys at long last. The English slowly get themselves depleted through a series of auto-resolves, and oh, you're standing outside my city, are you? I will continue to push you further and further into the forest. How do they just keep on running away? It's a good thing I've got all of these warriors to come out here. Oh, we can't make it. Isn't that just a bit of a shame? Okay, I'm not sure anyone can quite make it over there. No, you can't either. Shame, 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 shame. But we'll continue to hunt him down. As for this lad, he can finally go down as well. Good old Anselm, 44 men. Down to death again. And with that, okay, down to 1. Oh, no. That wasn't down to 1. That was the end. Yes, England at last. Destroyed. And does that mean I've got some boats? I gained some boats this time. That's unusual. Wasn't expecting that. Well, wellity, Mr. Frenchy Boots. You're not going to last very long, are you? Now, I did just auto-resolve against them as well. Oh, yeah, I have an army over here. Oh, it's gone again. Oh, no! We've done it. New France are destroyed. And there we are then. They are taken out one way or another. One way or another we managed to do that job. Okay. Okay, didn't get their boats though. How rude. How rude indeed. Well, I suppose then there's only one thing left to do at this point, and it's mainly fill in these blank parts of the map, and that's partly why I wanted this one to turn into, yeah, somewhere I could get my port, because then hopefully I can get a boat over here. I kind of want to get some people back over to Baja California, but apparently that is not something that will happen. Okay, well, time to finish things up then. We've got ourselves Tehucan and the final battle. It's time for Manic to earn his spurs, and oh, they are. They're looking very depleted. I think we've got this, but we might as well head in. It's the only proper way to do it. Any chance of a good speech today, my good sir? Let's see. There we are, not man for a speech. We've not really had any speeches throughout this campaign, and that's why, ladies and gents, it's pretty much as simple as that. Okay, well, I'll get myself organised, but honestly, it's pretty much just going to be a bum rush, I would suspect. It should be said that there's nothing really special in this final army, and I kind of like it that way, because these Dragon Warriors have definitely been the core feature. It's a pretty good time to reflect on how our campaign's gone, because yeah, at the start, the first few episodes, honestly, I was hugely regretting my choice of this campaign. Just the infantry only was really, really difficult. My men would not stand and fight for a moment. These native archers and the native warriors were just doing nothing at all. It was absolutely pathetic. But we gradually learned how to fight a little bit. It was a slow and painful process, it should be said, but we got there. We got there eventually. And I suppose when we started to take out a couple of factions, it did get an awful lot better. I felt a lot better once the Apaches were gone, because I felt like I had a whole end of the map where I could just throw out units and send them to down south to win the day. I thought the Spanish would be more of a problem, honestly, but yeah, well, we all know how that one turned out. That was a surprising old situation. But, you know, I'm overall, I've been quite impressed at how well we've turned that around, because it looked dicey for a while. The Mayans really, really did not want to die. I thought we'd never quite catch them, and that was really, really key to take them. Plus, I did like the not Mayan problem pun for the title, so I was rather hoping we could get round to their death before too long. Indeed, once they'd gone, I was very, very confident indeed. And the Spanish, well, that was game over, wasn't it? We'd already seen, once we placed the French and the Spanish and took them out easily, well, I think we knew that the writing was on the wall there. Obviously, they do just keep coming back to some extent. But I'd like to think that we've shown them off. And at this point, as long as we don't all die of smallpox, we should be absolutely fine at taking out all of those Europeans who have come to take over our world. Hopefully, as the United Anarchy, we'll be able to, take over what is left of... well, I say take over. Well, there's not really much more to take over, but certainly hold off against any of those foreign invaders. It's been a fun old campaign. Manic has certainly been particularly crucial. He took us on as the... and I did go back and watch, because he definitely beat us in a battle or two as the Mayans, early on, and he got particularly good and particularly scarred by us taking him on, and in the end he joined the Anarchy. And does that not make him one of the greatest of all heroes? A bit like a Cassius Arius, I always feel like those first that join us, they always feel like they're particularly heroic. Obviously a couple of the Apaches must have been the first to join, but they're both dead now. No, they couldn't manage it. They couldn't hack it, so to speak. But Manic certainly has, and hopefully he doesn't die this last battle. I'm sure he'll make some sort of narrative out of it if he indeed does. But no, I suspect victory is very much as I've said a few times. I always thought this would be the hardest Rebels campaign. Maybe Britannia will prove to be the worst because there are just so many. There are so many rebel territories in both the Teutonic and the Crusader kingdoms. Basically, the Khmer Union is yours to start with as the rebels. There are so many rebel settlements in a core area. You can just take out the Holy Romans and Denmark. Probably. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much you actually start with, but certainly it feels like you have a lot to work with anyway. Britannia, though. Britannia start with virtually nothing. Virtually nothing at all. There's a couple islands. Isle of Skye, maybe? I don't think there's very much. It is honestly not what anyone needs. So that one could be an interesting one. Although I'm more likely to play the Baron Alliance on that particular campaign if I do play anything, because they're an interesting little emergent faction. We'll just probably maybe just have a little bit of a bit less anti-Semitic genocide than the Baron Alliance got up to, or at least were linked with. I think I mentioned that. Bring that up slightly in the old Baron Alliance video. It's an interesting one. There's certainly some odd history with regards to the Baron Alliance, which will maybe be interesting to get into. But if we see Britannia, it will either be Rebels or the Baron Alliance, I would suspect. But I've always quite liked these little campaigns. I've certainly found, certainly there are a few more Rebels campaigns left to get to. Oh, Manic's thrown himself right into the thick of action there. Can we not have Manic die? Can people actually get into position here and actually help him out? That'd be great. Thank you very, very much. So, as Manic inevitably gets himself killed right at the end here. Quite why he was the first man in, I don't know, but that's just the way he leads, damn it. He'll keep on fighting forevermore. Is he in a decent position? I would rather he doesn't die, but maybe that would be the fitting canon ending. I don't know. Anyway, let's just get everyone in to take on that bodyguard. They have a load of bodyguards here, by the way, so that isn't actually their general. General's over here, cowering like an utter fool. But yes, our reinforcers are about to go and poke him in the back. What campaign are we having next? Well, at the time of recording, I haven't actually decided at all. Maybe we'll see a couple other small little campaigns, a bit like the artillery only, something like that, perhaps before we begin. Certainly, it's the Monday and alternative Friday slot for this particular kind of main series. Maybe there'll be something from Rome because we have just done a Medieval 2. I don't know. There's not so much that we can do with. There we go. Perfect. The enemy general is fallen. That might just help us out. Is it the reinforcement one? Might be the reinforcements. Either way, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which campaign it is. If you've got one that you'd like to see, do put it in the comments down below. I'm not sure I'm going to go straight onto one to say like the very first Monday after this. I think I'll probably use the opportunity to do something else a bit like this. Maybe the animal only or something else silly of that ilk. We could do a general only, actually. That might not be the strangest thing in the world, because how many general units can you actually have? I mean, I've got armies of them, but the indie campaigns often have like an army of generals, but that one might be interesting. Anyway, to work that one out in time. Do put your comments down below, but I think the game is done here. I think you've lost at your favourite game here, Aztecs. War has shown you the sword, or the slapping paddle, really, which is pretty much what we seem to be using. Victory is now ours. Down he goes. Victory is officially ours. And with that, we'll cut them down to the last. We'll cut them down to the last at this point. I think that's only fair, but essentially they all join us because we are the glorious rebels. Okay. So victory is ours. And with that, the game will kick us out. But I would say we've done it as thoroughly as we possibly could. And I think it's only fair that before the English and French turn up once more, we claim our final and everlasting victory. Manic, step inside, claim the city and the kingdom for your own. The conquest of the Americas at the beginning. After discovery by the Spanish, the world changed forever. While the new world is relatively inaccessible to the old world for now, it is inevitable that more foreigners will attempt to colonise these lands. This time, though, we'll be ready. We'll be ready. The realms you have conquered have brought you and your people vast wealth and prosperity, and become essential in the fight ahead to establish the most powerful nation on Earth. Ooh, ominous. Oh, indeed. Thank you, my good sir. He always reminds me of, can't think of his name now, the old Maester for the Starks. I feel like he was based on this chap right here. Maester Lewin, I believe. Thank you, Maester Lewin. And with that, we'll close the chapter on this great campaign. Thank you for joining me. This is a couple of you were asking for this for quite a long time, and I was really excited for the first episode, and then I really regretted my choice for probably episode 2 and 3, but we managed to turn it around. Well, episode 2 something. I think episode 3 we turned it around a little bit. Either way, it's been a lovely time playing this, and I really enjoyed the music, actually. Really enjoyed the music, enjoyed seeing all the different units. Reminded me of some of the lovely things I enjoyed about, let's say, the Apaches. Ah, wonderful. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the series, and as I say, comment down below what you would like to see next. It may well be that I haven't made any particular choice at the time that this comes out, so I will leave you for now. I'm Thomas, this is Nerds the Human, and this has been the rather marvellous Medieval 2 Total War America's Campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Have you heard the good news, my friends? Here's the good news! It's the Pope! Has the Pope ever done as badly as I'm doing as the Pope right now? God only knows. God only knows. Down goes the spoon of destiny, and there he goes! It took every last bolt we had.